Please, as far as we are concerned as Muslims, the teacher is one and only. That's our dear Prophet. Prophet Muhammad. The purpose of his mortal what he teaches. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ, unlike his predecessors who received their scriptures in the form of tablets, others in a book form, his was received by heart. And it was received bit by bit. Why? Because he was in the business of constructing an eternal human society. That is why, unlike Prophet Moses, who about whom we were told that وَكَتَبْنَا لَهُ فِي الْأَلْوَاحِ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ مَوْعِظَةً وَتَفْصِيلًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ فَخُذْهَا بِقُوَّةٍ وَأَمُرْ قَوْمَكَ يَأْخُذُوا بِأَحْسَنِهَا سَبِيلَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. When Moses was summoned for a divine communion, when he arrived at the holy site where the Almighty Allah communed with him, after the engagement between the Almighty and Prophet Moses, at the end of the engagement, tablets were handed down to Prophet Moses that he should hold them fast, he should hold them in all honor. He should hold them firmly. And he should hand them down to his followers and order them saying that they too in their turn must hold those holy tablets firmly. And the message was conveyed in those tablets. But our prophet, because that is why he is the only prophet who was born in a city where there was no any element of development whatsoever. You know why? The society of Mecca couldn't even reach an agreement to decide on political leadership. There was no king of Mecca as at the time he was born. There was no any central authority. There was no any government. Why? This was a deliberate choice by the Almighty Allah. Because the Almighty Allah intended for a prophet to start from the scratch. No one will come again and say that the prophet built on the efforts of others. No. He developed the society from the scratch. A society that was elated, a الأمة أمية، نحن أمة أمية لا نقرأ ولا نكتب. Yet, when he was born, peace and blessings be upon him. At the age of 35, Meccan society decided that the Holy Kaaba needed to reconstruct it because they observed that the building was about to fall. So they decided to deconstruct them had to volunteer. By name, I will give him Mugira. He said, I will volunteer to use something, an iron, to hit the Holy Kaaba. If I die before tomorrow, that means that our project was rejected, or our proposed project was rejected by God. And if we can survive, that means acceptance of our proposed project. And he came and said, oh, our dear Lord, you know that we have no intention of showing any disrespect to your house. We wanted to rebuild it because as far as you are concerned, it's about to fall. So if we accept our proposed project, show it by supplying me till tomorrow so that people will see. And if the people is rejected, show it clearly to the people of Mecca by thinking of my life. And the man survived. After, of course, as at the moment he hit the Holy Kaaba, the entire city was shaken to its very foundation. The rocks of Mecca had to make a strange sound. But the following day, but the man survived anyway, meaning that the project was accepted. I mean, the proposed job was accepted by God. So they went on the project. At the point of completion, they disagreed on who should return the black stone to its place. Whoever had the privilege of taking the black stone and returning to its place, then that means that an outright allegiance to him, that he is the king of Mecca. So the one has said that. So not only did they disagree, they almost went to war. It was the oldest man of Mecca that suggested that we shouldn't go to war on this issue. What I will advice is that let's sit down here and wait for anyone that will emerge, so that will allow him to judge between us. As they sat down waiting, our dear prophet was first to come in, and they all cheered in happiness. We agreed, we agreed. The prophet said, well, as I'm from this matter is very simple. He took off the mantle on his neck, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Friday, and asked them to take the black stone and put it on it, and he asked the heads of the clans, the head of each clan to catch hold of the mantle so that they will all take it back to its place. And they did. From that moment, they realized that they were dealing with an extraordinary leader. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, our dear Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, throughout his stay in Mecca, he provided us with lessons of endurance and perseverance in conveying the message of the Almighty Allah, and in returning, that is, those who treated him badly, instead of retaliating, he would always show them kindness, peace, and blessings be upon you. And also, because an assignment was given and he was set to achieve this specific goal, so no distraction can take his mind away from the specific goal that he wanted to achieve. Can you remember along with me what he told his uncle Abu Talib? Wallahi law wada'u الشمس في يميني والقمر في يساري ما تركت هذا الأمر حتى يسهره الله أو أهلك به. Can you remember that? To show high sense of determination, if they were to put the sun on my right hand, the moon on my left hand, I will never give up on this mission until I accomplish it, or I will die before its accomplishment. You can see resilience, you can see determination, you can see perseverance. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. These are great lessons of life that we need to take in whatever we are doing. For example, here you are undertaking different courses in different fields of study. You have a specific objective to achieve here in this academic environment. I believe there are many distractions. So who else would you emulate apart from our dear Prophet Muhammad? Is there any? No. No. So I believe that whatever distraction that you might come across can in no way compare with the obstacles encountered by our dear Prophet in Mecca. Is that not so? So that means that the Prophet was forced to flee to Medina from Mecca. In fact, at the point of migration, as he stepped out of the city of Mecca, he turned around to look at the city. He said, Mecca, والله لا أنت أحب بلاد الله تعالى إلي ولولا أن قومك أخرجوني ما تركتني. Mecca, you are the dearest city to me than any other city in the world. If not for your people that brought me out, I wouldn't have gone out on my own. At that very moment, a revelation came down consoling him. The Almighty Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِي فَرَضَ عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لَرَادُّكَ إِلَى مَعَادٍ صلى الله عليه وسلم. He who revealed to you the Holy Quran has taken it upon himself to bring you back to this city triumphant. You will make a triumphant return to this city. You know, it's one thing to return, and it's another thing to return triumphantly. That was the occasion of Fathu Makkah. The Prophet, some blessings be upon him, let Mecca for Medina. Neither did he allow his mind to be broken by the atrocities of Mecca as at the time he was living, nor did he allow sallallahu alaihi wasallam his mind to be overblown by the warm reception he had from the people of Medina. The same prophet, he arrived in Medina with all sorts of humility, despite the cheerful welcome he had from the people of Medina. Peace and blessings be upon him. And when he arrived, they were all cheering. They were oh my dear, I am your host. We are more entitled to host you than the others. No, we are his uncles because we happen to be uncles to his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, Banu Najjar. We are the ones that hosted his ambassador, Mus'ab ibn Umayr, the first ambassador in Islam. The one he sent to us to teach us the Holy Quran. So, of course, by that, we have every right to host him. The Prophet said, خَلُّوا مناكتي فإنها مأمورة. Let go of my camel. Allow it because it is under divine instruction. Not only the Prophet, even the camel itself was under divine instruction. As the camel was moving forward, it reached a point where it knelt down. The Prophet smiled and said, "When I will make it, inshallah." This is the spot where we will construct our holy mosque. And the camel rose up and moved a little further and knelt down. The Prophet said, Humal manzil inshaAllah. At that point, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, the camel was very close to him. Was very close to his house. He moved very fast and took the luggage of the Prophet and he rushed into his house. People were shouting, "Stop him, stop him, stop him!" Because no one wanted him to have that privilege alone. The Prophet said, "Al-Mar'u Marani." I have to say where my luggage, my belongings are. So he was hosted first by Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, radiallahu ta'ala. 5 minutes. That means the lecture is only 7 minutes. The Prophet ﷺ, with his lessons, after having arrived in Medina, he invited all the ethnic groups, the religious groups in Medina, the entire society of Medina, in all its ramifications. He invited them for a convention. They should come and ratify. In fact, they should come and participate in the process of drafting a constitution. Most of us tend to believe that the Medina society was a homogeneous society. It was not. It was a cosmopolitan society consisted of Muslims from Mecca, Muhajirun, indigenous Muslims, and Ansar. The remaining pagans, Arab pagans, are also the British community. And they were all invited, and a constitution was drafted with all their consent. Can you see our prophet, who is the prophet of civilization, the prophet that first brought civilization in this world? Because he invited them to draft a constitution, and they did. That is why all the British communities in Medina were fought by the Prophet because they committed treasonable felony. What we say about I have by somewhere. What they call treasonable felony. They committed treason. Treason is a crime anywhere in the world. The punishment of treason is capital punishment. One has to go. Because you can't endanger the life of the entire community. You as only one person, you have to go. And that was exactly what the Prophet On some of them, he put them out like very Nadir. ولولا أن كتب الله عليهم الجلاء لعذبهم في الدنيا ولو في الآخرة عذاب النار ذلك بأنهم شاقوا الله ورسوله ومن يشاق إلا فإن الله شديد العقاب. And because the MC told me that it appears that I don't have much time anyway. And when you study the life of our dear prophet, the life of our apostleship of 23 years, you can see how he trained a generation of over 100,000 people according to the scholars of Hadith. That is the number, the maximum number of those who saw our dear prophet with their eyes, old and young, men and women, about 100,000 of them. All of them graduated as at the time of his demise. Peace and blessings be upon him. Postgraduate studies, others undergraduates, but the prophet departed from this world early. And those erudite scholars trained by our dear prophet took over the job of training the remaining ones, the younger ones. That is the later generation, Khalaf, Ba'da Salaf. They consider the Salaf of this Ummah, that is the companions of the Prophet are the Salaf of this Ummah. Those who came after them are the Khalaf, those who learned from the first generation of Islam. The first generation are the companions. They pass down in all honesty beautiful teachings to the later generations. Because the teachings were narrated verbally. You know, the prophet provided the messages verbally, orally. It was the companion that used to write it down. So, narrowing it down to the life of a Muslim on campus is that ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله. The message the Almighty Allah sent down for those who came before you and you is to fear the Almighty. That's why I say for a pious Muslim. I said, in fact, the topic says pious Muslim. That means piety. What do you mean by piety? Taqwa. Alitabullah. What is taqwa? The simplest definition of taqwa is imtisal awamir wa tinabun nawahi. Whatever the Almighty says do, then do it, comply. Whatever they don't do this, then abstain from it. The Prophet said, ما أمرتكم بشيء فاتوا منه ما استطعتم وما نهيتكم عنه فانتهوا. Whatever I command you to do it as I say. Do it as much as you can, mastata'atum, as much as you can. فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم واسمعوا واطيعوا وانفقوا خيرا لانفسكم. And whatever I forbid you from doing, abstain absolutely from it. Abstinence means absolute abstinence. He didn't say much about you. When it comes to prohibition, he didn't say much about you. Ma'amatum fatum mastaqad wa anhu fantahu. He didn't say much about you again. Abstain from absolutely. That is why whatever the Almighty Allah commands us to do, for example, here on campus, first and foremost, our first and primary obligation as Muslims is to be steadfast in prayers, 5 daily prayers at the right time, in congregational prayers, Salatul Jama'ah. The Prophet said, Salatul Jama'ah تقبل صلاة الفجر ب27 درجة، وفي رواية ب25 درجة، وفي رواية ب24 درجة. The prayer a Muslim will perform in congregation is 27 times greater than the ones performed in individual capacity. And those performed in congregation are in another version 24 times greater than the prayers from individual. And another different version. Anyway, that means that what you stand to lose when you pray Allah, that gives you a sense of quantity of what you stand to lose if you pray alone. Then prayers, and when we say prayers, when it comes to ablution, you have to perform the ablution as it ought to be performed. No leftovers in ablution. And then when it comes to prayer, you should pray in tranquility, then abstain from whatever is forbidden, except what you cannot avoid. Of course, you can't avoid going to class. You have your female counterparts as a male student, Female have their male counterparts as female students, and they have to share the same theater at the time of class, and you should try as much as you can to avoid sitting close to a woman, except when it is extremely necessary, when it is a matter of necessity. I don't know, 2 minutes. You are very generous. You see 5 minutes and then avoidance of taking a second look at a woman is forbidden by the Prophet. You are allowed to look at her accidentally. Except if you have an intention to marry her, then that is entirely a different issue. But you can't look at her lustfully. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. So, when I avoid that, and because most of you all of you, of course, you are in your youthful age, you are young, definitely there might be temptation. What is the therapy that we apply, that we can apply to curb this temptation? The Prophet in the hadith reported by Abdullah ibn Masud, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'ata falyatazawwaj, wa man lam yastati' fa'alayhi bis-siyam fa inna lahu fihi wija'. Anyone that can afford to get married, let him marry. If you cannot afford marriage, then let him resort to fasting. Because in fasting, you will have a therapy, you will have what will curb temptation. So please and lastly, because I can see the MC is quite intimidated. He will tell me perhaps 2 seconds after this one, and I will call on, perhaps this call will go to the authorities, not only school authorities, I mean our policy makers. There is need for us to review and restructure our curriculum in a manner that a student at your age is not kept expecting to graduate and then start running out looking for a job. No. The system should produce not only an employable student, but a productive one. Before you reach this age, you become so productive that you can even afford marriage. We look forward to an era when we have all of you as students and the graduates here married, taking care of your children. That means you are pursuing knowledge for the sake of knowledge, not for the sake of survival. Knowledge has never been debased as much as when it is turned into a tool of survival. How about animals? How do they survive? No animal needs any qualification to survive. But today, human beings need knowledge as a meal ticket. What skills animals need for them to survive? Formal skills? Nothing. We are living to learn rather than we are learning to live. Knowledge should be for the sake of knowledge and development, not for the sake of survival. So we need to develop a curriculum that will make secondary school certificate so productive that a boy at the secondary school age can be so productive before they get admission to university. He can even sponsor himself throughout the education. And with his wife and children. That is the only way we can be a society that can be proud of itself. But now the system is producing students at the mercy of employers. They will keep going around with their certificates, looking for anyone to get them engaged. That means that there is need. In fact, we are looking forward to the day when employers will come to the university looking for anyone to engage or exploit. Exploit, I say. And they will even find one. Because there is no one produced for exploitation. All were produced to be self-sufficient. So, except, of course, if it is engagement, if you can engage your services by your own terms, that is what you must do, you are not praised in a manner that you are looking for any job, you can do anything. That brings tendency to committing crime. Because if one is ready to be honest, just like Barista told us that when it was advertised that there is an employment at immigration,